A blinding flash as waves of explosions blast Iran's capital overnight. The attacks hitting residential areas, killing Iran's 3 most senior military leaders and targeting its nuclear program.
Is this the end, or is it the beginning of the end? Israel ended Iran's nuclear program overnight. Israel launched Operation Rising Lion on June 13, 2025, in a wave of 3 strikes to destroy Iran's nuclear facilities and military sites. In response, Israel's military said Iran launched more than 100 drones in retaliation for the strikes overnight on its nuclear facilities. Iran also warns of a bitter, painful fate to Israel. Though presently Israel might have stopped Iran's nuclear ambitions, will Iran ultimately fulfill its promise of a harsh and an unimaginable response? According to the Bible, yes. In Ezekiel 38 and 39, Persia, or Iran, is prophesied along with Gog and other nations to lead a coalition of forces against Israel in the end times. We find a coalition of Gomer, Magog, Persia, Tubal, Cush, Libya, and Put come together in the latter days to invade Israel. Gog and Magog are listed in Genesis 10, 1 Chronicles 1 and 5, Ezekiel 38 and 39, and Revelations 20. Most scholars call Magog and Gog Russia. Persia is now called Iran. Ethiopia was once called Cush, and Libya was called Put. All these countries are mentioned in a coalition against Israel. They will come up to cover Israel like a cloud in the latter days, according to Ezekiel 38, 15 through 16. There are other nations such as Gomer and Togarmah, but scholars dispute what countries those are, that will come as a great company and mighty army against Israel. Ezekiel 38 reports of a great shaking during that time, and God will plead against his enemies with pestilence and blood, and rain upon him and his bands, an overflowing rain with great hailstones, fire, and brimstone. And God will magnify himself in the eyes of all nations. And in Ezekiel 39, verses 1 through 5, it speaks of 80% of Israel's enemies to be destroyed and to be devoured of every type of beast of the field. God also will send a fire upon Magog, and to them that dwell carelessly in the isles, and they shall know that he is God. What is being described here is the aftermath of a nuclear war, as Israel will employ people for 7 years to burn those weapons of war left upon the mountains of Israel.